Hey everyone, get ready for an amazing story today. It's an epic tale from ancient India, and it's got everything: powerful heroes, a fearsome giant, and a choice. A really surprising choice that changes absolutely everything. Let's get right into it. Okay, before we jump in, I've got a question for you, and I want you to really think about it. Can someone we see as a bad guy, can they do something that's actually truly good? Just hold that thought, keep it right there in your heart while we listen to this story, because you'll see things are not always as simple as they look. All right, so let's set the scene. Our story kicks off in this incredible, shining palace. And right in the middle of it all is the great King Yudhishthira. He's this really good king, and he's got this amazing idea, this huge wish. But it's not for him. He wants to throw a massive festival, a party for the whole world, all to honor the great Lord Krishna. So imagine this. The whole court is silent, and King Yudhishthira turns right to Lord Krishna and says these words. You can just feel it, right? The kindness in his heart. He's not asking for treasure or power. All he wants is to celebrate what's good and bring everybody together in peace. It's beautiful. And of course, Lord Krishna loves this idea. He's like, yes, that's a fantastic plan. It would bring so much joy to so many people. But, and this is a big but, he tells the king, look, if you want to have a festival for the whole world, you need peace for the whole world first. And there was one giant problem standing right in the way. So here's the thing. The king's brothers, they are super powerful heroes. They've already united almost all the other kingdoms. But this one last obstacle, it's not a mountain they can climb or a monster they can fight. No, it's a person. It's another king. And this king is so incredibly strong that nobody, and I mean nobody, has ever defeated him. And what's worse, he's captured a bunch of other good kings and has them locked up. His name is Jarasandha. Just let that sink in. He's this giant king who has never, ever been beaten. His power is the stuff of legends. And as long as he's around, keeping all those other kings in his dungeon, well, there's just no way to have real peace. And that means no festival. So what do? You've got this unbeatable bad guy. You can't just march an army up to his front door. So you have to be smart. You have to be clever. And that's exactly what Lord Krishna, the super strong hero Bhima, and the incredible archer Arjuna decide to do. The three of them are going to go on a top secret mission, just the three of them, to face this giant king. Okay, so here's their secret plan. It sounds simple, but it's super risky. First, they're going to travel to his city, Garib Raja. But they're not going as heroes. They're going to dress up like regular, simple travelers. Then they'll get in to see him face to face, and this is the craziest part. They're not going to challenge him. They're going to ask him for a gift. A gift? Wild, right? And this is where the story gets really interesting and takes a turn nobody saw coming. Our three heroes make it to the palace, and they get right in front of the giant king, just like they planned. But what he does next, wow, it's going to make us think really hard about that question I asked you at the very beginning. So there they are, standing right in front of the most powerful and dangerous king around. And they say this to him. They're basically saying, hey, we're your guests. And back then, there was this really important rule. If you're a king, you have to be generous to guests. It was a huge deal. But listen, Jarasandha is smart. He's not fooled for a second. He looks at them, really looks at them. He sees their strong arms. He probably even sees the marks on their hands from their weapons. He hears the power in their voices. And he knows. He knows right away. These aren't simple travelers. These are warriors. And he knows exactly who they are, his enemies. So what's he going to do? He knows his enemies are standing right in front of him, disguised. Does he shout for his guards? Does he lock them up? No. He does the exact opposite. He says this, ask what you will. I will give you anything, even my own head. I mean, can you believe that? He knows who they are, but he still chooses to be honorable. So why? Why would he do that? Well, for Jarasandha, being remembered for being generous and honorable was more important than anything else. He believed that a great story about him would last forever, way longer than his own life.
His good name meant more to him than even staying alive.
So what do our heroes ask for after that incredible promise? They don't ask for his kingdom or his treasure. They ask for the one gift that a great warrior like him could never, ever refuse. They ask for a fight, a fair one-on-one duel. And Jarasandha looks at the incredibly strong Bhima, sees a warrior as powerful as himself, and says, "Yes, I accept."
And just like that, it was on. The stage was set for one of the most epic battles you can imagine. We're talking about the two strongest men in the entire world, our hero Bhima and the giant king Jarasandha, about to go head-to-head. And when I say they were equals, I mean they were perfectly matched. Bhima and Jarasandha, they had the same incredible strength, the same awesome power, the same amazing skill. Nobody had an edge. This was going to be a serious fight. They each grabbed these enormous clubs. I mean, these things were so heavy, a regular person couldn't even budge them. And with a huge roar, they ran at each other. And crash! The sound when their clubs hit was like a massive thunderclap, like lightning hitting a mountain. They kept fighting, blow after blow, with so much power, so much force, that their giant, iron-strong clubs couldn't take it anymore. They literally shattered, clatter. They broke into 1,000 tiny pieces. That's how strong these two were. They broke their own unbreakable weapons.
But did the fight stop? No way. They just dropped what was left of their clubs and started fighting with their bare hands. Fists like solid iron, and they fought and fought for days and nights without stopping. But because they were so perfectly matched, nobody could win. It was a complete stalemate. And our hero, Bhima, was starting to get really, really tired. Now, Lord Krishna has been watching this whole time, and he realizes something important. Sheer strength isn't going to win this. It can't. Bhima has all the power he needs, but power isn't enough. He needs wisdom. And Krishna, well, Krishna knew a secret about Jarasandha that nobody else did. So what does Krishna do? He doesn't shout out a hint. He doesn't jump into the fight. He's way more clever than that. He just quietly picks up a little twig from the ground. He tears it right down the middle into two halves. Then he throws the two pieces in opposite directions. And Bhima, in the middle of this epic fight, sees it. And boom, he gets it. He understands instantly. You see, that little twig was a clue. It was a reminder of a secret story about how Jarasandha was born in two separate halves that were magically put together. So with that little piece of wisdom from Krishna, Bhima knew exactly what to do. He used that knowledge to finally win the duel. It wasn't just his strength that won the day. It was his strength combined with a little bit of cleverness. And with the duel over, something wonderful happened. Krishna went straight to the dungeons and threw open the gates. And all those kings that Jarasandha had locked up, all 20,800 of them, were finally free. Imagine that! They could all go home to their families and their kingdoms. And now the way was finally clear for King Yudhishthira to have his amazing festival of peace. So let's go all the way back to that first question we asked. Remember? We saw Jarasandha, who we thought was the bad guy, make a truly noble and honorable choice. And we saw Bhima, the strongest hero, who couldn't win with his strength alone. He needed Krishna's wisdom. It really makes you think, doesn't it? What is real power? Is it just having the biggest muscles? Or is real power found in wisdom and in the goodness you have inside your heart?